Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So I'm going to start a series where I'm going to go over the BiS list for each spec in the game, starting with Shadow, because this is a spec that I play. This is a popular spec. I'll do Shadow, and then Fire Destro, and then Demon Affliction. I know I usually go backwards and do Destro last, and I could kind of cheese it and be like, yeah, dude, I'm going to do Destro last because I know that's what everybody's looking for, man, yeah. But that's a piece of shit move. I'm doing Destro first. What's up? Starting with the first thing on here I want to talk about is these trinkets. Okay, just so I don't, I'm going to start here, but just so I don't go all the way over here and you guys are over here wondering the whole time why I'm on the trinkets, I'm going to show you. Okay, so the highest simming DPS value trinkets that you can get right now is Quag's Eye with one of these on uses, this or the Sprite. So I'll leave this here for a second. For those that aren't, you've been under a rock, we have a new trinket called Dark Iron Sprite. Smoking Pipe is the exact same thing as Icon of Silver Crescent, except for it emits like a green smoke, like you're smoking green herb of some sort. That, like, I don't know, it's weird. But sim DPS, it's better to have Quag. It runs better with Quags than one of the on uses. However, thanks to the lovely Warlock Discord, aka JPaint mainly, and they brought out, how many times have you guys used Quag's Eye where it'll pop on, like, it'll proc on, you know, it's an ICD, right? So it'll proc, we only get that proc that one time, and then when it comes off ICD, you get it again and again, right? So how many times have you got that Quag's proc off of like a fucking mob, off your curse, or, you know, Lady Vash on an ad, or anywhere, you know, so many times. And when I never even second guess these two trinkets. I would always like, fuck that, I'm not using both these trinkets, I'm using Quags and one of them. And then Jay Payne was like, yo, well, you know what? And then after he said that, I kind of was like, dude, that's right, I've had fucking Quags proc all the time. So last week on random stuff, so last week or this last lockout, I ran both of these trinkets and it felt amazing. It felt amazing. To be honest, DPS wise, it kind of felt the same. I didn't really notice the difference. Obviously, I did notice not getting any Quags procs, but I also noticed I didn't get a Quags proc off of a critter or whatever else, you know, because I wasn't running it. So going for the two trinkets, I'm not going to tell you which one is better, whether it's two on uses or Quags in this one. I'm on the fence of both. If it's a fight where, what's a good example? If it's a fight where I know that I can plant my feet and get a lot of good value out of every single Quags proc, I'll use it. But otherwise, yeah, anyway, I like these two though. But otherwise, I'm not set on using both of these. I do like them. I like the control of having both as well. I like having a lot of on-use damage whenever I want it, you know, so on and so forth. Anyway, so welcome, guys. Let's start over. I just want to get those trinkets out of the way. Okay, starting with the Destructo Hollow Goggles. These are your engineering goggles. These are BiS for us right now. The only other option that you have to put here if you are not engineering is the T5 helm. Okay, T5 helm, you see the difference here. It's not drastically crazy difference. You know, we're looking at what, 9 spell power is all it is. 9 spell power and 2 less crit rating. So it's not a big deal if you're not engineering, and if you're full panic, oh my god, I don't want to drop tailoring, enchanting, anything, I'm gonna go engineering. Don't worry about it, you don't have to. But just know that it might be a while till you get this T5 helm too. So I mean, the safe bet that I always tell everybody, profession wise, if we're just getting there, right, is I went engineering and tailoring, right? And as soon as I get Boots of Shifting Nightmare or Boots of Blasting, I'll go over which of these two in a second. They're TLDR, they're the same thing. One is 20 spell power, one is 25 crit rating. Look at it. That's all it is. What I want to say is, what I did was go engineering, tailoring. When I get these or Boots of Blasting, I'll drop tailoring for enchanting. Okay. A lot of you guys aren't engineering. If you are not engineering right now and you were already tailoring and enchanting, fucking don't worry about it and get T5 helm. Now, if you're, engineering helm. If you know you're not getting engineering helm for, you know, a month or two, and you really want to get engineering helm, then drop your enchanting, get tailoring. Get engineering, pop your engineering helmet with tailoring still until you get one of these boots. Either way. So go Destructor Goggles or T5 helm. As for the neck, there's nothing really here to do. The only neck we're going to get is this. As for T4 piece, you're going to run two-piece T4 still. We're going to use the shoulders and the gloves, okay? So what I like to do in the meantime, you should be running shoulders and chest until you get Vestments. So you'd run shoulders and chest T4, right? And then you would run ASG, which is Anger Spark gloves, or Attunement gloves, or Mags gloves is those. I think Attunement sims the highest with mine. You'd have to sim it on your own, but one of those three goes with that. And then running two-piece T4 is like beautiful, right? And then once you get Vestments, obviously Vestments goes here, and then you would run T4 two-piece, running for Voidheart, and then Voidheart gloves, okay? As for the drape, we have this drape. We have 3 drapes. We have this drape, right? Boom. And then you have this drape, boom. And then you have this drape, boom. Oh, not this drape. Where'd it go? 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 There it is right there. 44. So I don't like this one because I want crit on mine. I use this one. I'm using this. Don't worry about my stuff. I'm personally using this right now. I like this because I like the crit. Obviously, nothing's wrong with using this. This one sims higher anyway. It doesn't matter, right? But there is this cloak, and it is worth mentioning because this is a new cloak. This is a new cloak. It's not a bad cloak. I prefer this cloak for Affliction. I'm not going to sit there and use this cloak of Shadow because, like I said, I like to crit like this. And if I don't like the crit, it's because I need more hit. You see what I mean? So I'm not going to really aim this one. Vestments, there's only nothing to say here. Before this, I'm using T4 chest, like I said, with T4 shoulders. Again, the bracers real quick. So with the bracers, there's nothing really to say much besides get them, and they're from Alar. But however, get these ones as well. Get these ones until you get LRs, right? You had the season 1 bracers on, wherever those are, boom. Minor upgrade, yes. By minor, I mean literally 2 spell power, 2 crit rating. Don't worry about it. It's still an upgrade. If you're or someone likes to upgrade, go ahead and get them. And then you wear these until you have Mindstorm. Nothing really much to say there. As for the weapon, we got the Merciless Gladiator weapon. You have 2 options of weapons, as you guys know. It's this one or it's Fang. As for which one you should get, I prefer Merciless Gladiator. 1, because it has a hit on it. I can misplace that hit somewhere else. It's not a big deal. As well as, I mean, 4 spell power is 4 spell power. Granted, I know. 21 crit rating, I get it. And that's up to you guys if you want to run the 4 spell power, 15 hit versus 21 crit rating. That's up to you. Actually, it is literally up to you, which comes to my next subject, where I think all Warlocks should be farming this Merciless Gladiator. Only because if you know you're up for Fang, fuck it, get Fang. But if you're not up for Fang, or you know you have, fucking so-and-so, I don't know, 4 or 5 Warlocks, some mages, and a prop paladin. Know that this first one's going to a prop paladin, You don't know how long it's going to be until you get one. Go ahead and get this, bro. Not only is this better, in my opinion, but, I mean, I don't want to say it's better, because I'm not, as soon as I say anything's better, someone from the Warlock Discord fucking, oh yeah, you think it's better, dude? So I'm not going to fucking say it's better. What I prefer this. I will have this. I'm going to use this. I prefer this. This frees up a whole nother weapon in the raid. That's one other Warlock that can get another weapon instead of being like, oh, I want that weapon. You know what I mean? It's just more stuff. As for the offhand, there's really not much to do here. We have Fathom Stone, 23 crit, 36 spell power. I mean, you're coming from this. I mean, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. You already know. Gloves, I'm going T4 gloves for the obvious reason. Before that, like I said, you're running hand wraps, you're running soul eaters, you're running ASG if you can get either of them. Belt of Blasting, there's no other options here. Cord of Screaming Terrors is really cool if you can get it, but it's not as good as Belt of Blasting. I wouldn't even worry about it, because look at it compared to 39 and 20. Look at it. I mean, if you can get it, it's a good placeholder after Girdle, but don't get it if it's going to push you back on Belt. Also, you can get this crafted. Also, it's expensive. Also, you need 2 nether vortexes. So, yeah. Now the pants. I'm not going to sit here and fight in the comments or anything about T5 pants or Spell Strike, so I'm going to leave it at this. These are virtually the same goddamn things, okay? T5 pants looks like it has 9 more spell power, 2 more hit rating, and 6 more crit rating at the cost of 2 sockets. It has some more stamina, which is why you see them here. I'm going to be running Demo a lot anyway. You see I like stamina. This is why I'm clicking this. Do not fucking start flaming me over Spell Strike pants, because before you think about that, guess what? Fine. Spell Strike. I'm running Spell Strike. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter. Just pick a pants and go with it. I choose these because they have a little bit more stamina. I'm cool with it. This is what I'm running, okay? As for boots, you only have these ones or Boots of Blasting. There's not really anything you need to worry about here. Boots of Blasting. This is the coordination. I'm going Boots of Shifting Nightmare. The reason is the only difference. Look at the difference. There's 20 more spell power on Boots of Shifting Nightmare. There's 25 crit rating on Boots of Blasting. I'm in a guild where it's very competitive with these goddamn Boots of Blasting patterns. So if you know that's the same way, I'll rock Boots of Shifting Nightmare. Yeah, it's literally, the difference is I get some more stamina, right? Remember I said about Felguard. But that doesn't matter because it's a Shadow Destro, but it doesn't matter because I get more stamina. I get 20 more spell power at a price of 25 crit rating. That can be good because that 20 spell power is worth more than 25 crit rating. At the same time, 25 crit rating, and you guys are all Shadow Destro locks and ISB at the same time. So it's like, I would almost put these at the same fucking thing, on par with each other. You know what I mean? And I like Boots of Shifting Nightmare because I'm going to be playing more than one spec, so it kind of goes with what I'm going with. But even as Shadow Destro, I think Boots of Shifting Nightmare are great. You lose the 25 crit rating, like I said, but you're also gaining 20 spell power, which is worth more. But, at the loss of a slight, a little more than 1% of crit, towards the ISB counter. So that's up to you guys. But once again, if you have Boots of Shifting Nightmare, nobody ever wants these because everybody wants the Boots of Blasting. It's one less, same thing with the weapon. It's one less person in your raid that needs something that quote unquote BiS, when really these are, like I said, As for the rings, this ring goes without saying. You already know you want this from Lady Vash. We're not going to talk about it. This ring, though, comes from turning in the Mount Hydrol attunement quest line. I know that you can also use Ring of Recurrence in here. They're virtually the same thing. I think the Ring of Recurrence simmed out 1 DPS more. You're definitely fine to use that. Either or works. I'm using this because how this ring works is you upgrade it. That's why you see multiple ranks of it. You see this? With the final rank actually having a proc chance, which is right here. This is the final version of the Band of Eternity, right? It goes to the one that we have right here, and then it goes up here after you get to, Honored Rep, and then it goes up to here after Honored, Revered, and then Exalted, right? And you guys are literally going to get this. You guys are going to go to Mount Hydrol, and you're going to walk out and upgrade this ring within 20 minutes, I promise you. So I'm just going to keep it on. It's not a big deal anyway. You don't have to, like I said, you run this. If you don't have Azure Ring, you can run this as well. Yeah, but the Band of Eternity goes here where it starts, 29-21, and then 32 spell power, 22 crit rating, and then 34 spell power, 24 crit rating. Kind of like the Kara ring, and then all of a sudden this big dick one, 34-24, and then your offensive spells have a chance to, a proc chance for 95 spell power. Is pretty crazy. As for Trinkets, we started there, and my wand, which I actually got in game finally. I'm very happy about that. This is the only wand we get. This is OP wand. You actually use this. You know what's crazy is I have my filter set for until Sunwell, but not Sunwell. So past up to T6. Look, and it still beats out the T6 wand. This wand is broken, guys. You don't replace this until Sunwell. Trash pack. The trash wand is Sunwell. Guys, let me see. Is there anything else here I can think about? Shadow Dash. I think that's about it. As for the spec, I guess I can throw specs in here. As for the spec, do I want to throw specs in here? Yeah, I guess I'll throw the 2 specs in here. We're gonna throw the 2 specs in here real quick, just in case like someone's watching and they're like, I don't know the spec or something. You know what I mean? This is the 2 specs. We have this one, the cattle one version of it, and then the regular version of it. The regular version of it is the one we've been running the entire time, where we just literally keep up. And like you had a big thing about this is I've been pushing a new spec on the people more or less because I like the damage on it, I like the ceiling on it, but more importantly because I go over more logs than you can imagine. And I want to say, if I had to take the number one thing that people do the most wrong in their logs, it's their immolate uptime. It's absolutely atrocious. If you are one of those people who are, can look at yourself and say, you know what, I am not good at my immolate uptime. You know what I mean? I think this is a better build right here. This one. You sacrifice immolate, you sacrifice Timberstorm. Or you get safety, which is important. Many guilds aren't killing bosses right now. This gives you, it's not a shit ton of healing, but it's healing back. You know what I mean? Shadow bolts do a lot of damage, you get a lot of healing. Other protection, which can save you from many things that are shadow and fire. And in this Cataclysm, which isn't the most mana back at the same time, but it is mana back, and it is less taps you have to do. And it freeing up an ability that you're already bad at by immolate. You're already bad at immolating. You either get better at it or you change specs, right? That's what I think, at least. So either run this spec or this spec. That's the only 2 Shadow Destro specs you should be running. I've been seeing people meme about what is it? It's SM, like Shadow Bolt, ISB, SM, DS, or some shit weird. It's like, I don't know what it is. Don't do it though. Just quit it. Quit. Don't even talk about it. All right. Just choose one of these specs. Choose a build that you want to keep up immolate or you don't want to keep up immolate, and pump away, brothers. Peace.